Hey lovies, this is Michelle again, here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing great on this Wednesday evening. Um, so this is actually a continuation of a um, live reading that I was just doing before, and it was free readings for those who tapped in. Unfortunately, there was a glitch, and I was not able to see when people were responding saying that they were, still in the chat. So I am hoping that people will pop in because I'm so sorry that happened. I don't know what happened. Like it just stopped all of a sudden, and I'm like, wow, everybody got really quiet, and I didn't really think anything of it until my girl Lati reached out and said something. So thank you, Devin, for your patience, and I believe you said that you're new. Um, Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative because, like I said, I wrote it down on my construction paper because I am a teacher. Uh, I have more construction paper than I have any other type of paper around. Wanda is back. And I remember you were in there before, so I'm gonna put you up there too. So yeah, like I'm so sorry, guys. But yeah, technological problems happen from time to time. So with that said, I am going to hi Benita. So I'm gonna kind of resume where we were. There were people who did respond that I did not see them typing, um, and go from there. So Devin, you're already here, so I'm gonna start with you, especially because you are really being so helpful right now. I heard you. I see you, Rose. I'm gonna put you up there too. Okay, love. Where's my pen? Love. Rosa. Okay. All right. So bear with me, guys. um, Benita is also here. So Devin, what was your question? Okay, Rosa. Okay, I'll go with you. Thank you for the honesty. Rosa, what was your question, honey? And thank you again for being so patient, guys. I love you. Or area that you would like me to look into, if anything. Love message? Okay. So a general love message for Rosa. All right, let's see. I feel drawn to read from these. Make sure my fat ass ain't sitting on the cards. All right, Rosa. Message for Rosa when it comes to love. Here's the most accurate message for Rosa. Like I said, the list is technically closed. So it's just going to be for the people who were at the last reading who I did not get to read for, and the people who were responding that I didn't see them responding. So yep, Latoya is here. I see you, Lovey. And I'm just going to kind of resume because I did write down like the order of all of the people, aside from the people who like their names just like they were responding and I just didn't see it. But everybody else I have you guys like in queue from how it was supposed to have been, okay? All right, so for Rosa, we have interview on the bottom. It says talk, conversation, get on the same page. So there might be somebody who wants to have a conversation with you. About what? um, don't know if it's somebody from like the past or somebody who's like, coming in, who's like digging you kind of thing. So somebody's kind of watching you, scoping you out. It says observe, social media, fascination, curiosity, watching from a distance. But it also says no, and then on the bottom of the deck, it's release. So this is about past energy for you right now. Yeah, this is like past energy. Someone from the past is watching. Let's get one more from here. So we also have twin flames. Eternal love, reincarnation, passion, twin seeking union. So the thing is this. If this is a if this is a twin flame connection, it's one of those ones where it's one of two things. It's either like a false twin, or it is an actual twin, but they're like at their lower vibrating self, therefore they're not ready for union. And if that's the case, then like it's not gonna go anywhere. I'm getting something like that. Bottom of the deck we have pop up. It says spontaneous, unexpected, and surprise visit. So they might pop up on you randomly out of nowhere because they feel really drawn to you. It says unexplainable. It says magnetic, unexplainable pull, and can't resist. So there's something about you that they really like. They can't seem to kind of shake you in a way. They see you as like somebody who they can like grow with, but then like at the same time they're not where they need to be. Like I said before, it's like this really wishy-washy back and forth, you know, one minute everything's great, the next minute everything's shit kind of thing. um Tell us more. Yeah, see, they come in with like little offers like this. They're showing by as a page, you know. They're not like where they should be right now. Let me know if that makes sense so far, Rosa. Tell us more. Recent past. Yeah, this is somebody who I feel like you already distanced yourself from with this Two of Wands. You moved on from them. You know, you're doing your own thing, and you're just like, yeah, I'm good on that. um, Tell us more. Yeah, I think you're still in the process of healing. We have Four of Swords here. Um, Thank you, Yvette, for all of your help tonight, and thank you for tapping in. Um, I feel like you're still in the process of resting, you know, um, and sometimes being in that place of rest kind of could be a little bit confusing because on one end it's like, you know, you want to like kind of put yourself out there, you want to date, so on and so forth. You might still have, you know, some unresolved feelings or something for this past person, and then it's like it puts you in a very confused, you know, state of mind. But the thing is, this is where you're meant to be, and this is who you are. You're an empress. You're somebody who, you know, is nurturing, caring. You know, there's this growth, and that will explain why that fertility card showed up. When I was saying like they see you as somebody who they could grow with, like they know what you are. Excuse me, that's not the issue. The issue is the fact that, you know, they might think of this a little too much. Ace of Wands, okay? So it's like, you know, that might have been one of the things that, you know, was prevalent in the relationship, and now you've moved on from that, you know, upward and, you know, onward. Yeah, see, the incoming energy is Two of Swords, so there might be like this sense of having to make a decision and you're not sure what to do, hence why you're here. Trying to figure out what the next phase is, the next steps, you know. But I'm getting that you're gonna have to really be confident. Queen of Wands here. You have to be very confident in the decision that you do happen to make and stand in that, because you can't sit there and, you know, think this is the person who's gonna, you know, offer you like this white picket fence and, you know, 2.5 kids and a dog. Like, this person is not necessarily suited for that, at least not at this time. Because look, we got this, yeah, it's definitely like a twin flame vibe with this Four of Wands here. So it's probably that, and it's like, but this person isn't where they need to be. Yeah, they want you to focus on yourself right now. Nine of Pentacles. That's somebody who's single, abundant, you know, fruitful all on their own. And that's what's happening currently. All right, let's get like the likely outcome or incoming energy. Just too many cards right now. It's like 6 cards that try to come out. Not bad cards, but just too many. Let's limit those cards, Spirit, for Rosa. Yeah, they want you to keep your guard up. 9 of Wands. So right now, if that past person tries to come back around, that's not somebody who they want you to entertain. Yeah, see, look, it'll just bring on more of this shit. The Tower. You've been there, done that. You know what you need to do. Just make sure that you know the lessons that you've like that you've had to learn through that Tower moment. You apply them, because that's when the success and victory comes in with this 6 of Wands here. That's when you're going to start to see things like definitely happening differently. And they keep saying they want you to stand on business about this. You have to be very, very, you know, concrete about what it is that you want, you know, and really be in that energy of somebody who's like, fuck that, you're not going to play in my face, you know, because they're like, slow and steady wins the race. Knight of Pentacles here, they're like, you know, what's meant to happen will happen. Yep. So they want you to, you know, use your judgment, you know, based off of your experiences, how to move about it, right? Yep. So look, they're like, the 2 of Cups will come in, but you got to close out that old cycle first. So love, I hope that that resonated, and thank you so much for your patience and understanding throughout, you know, the technical difficulties of the night. This has literally never happened to me before, as many times as I've done like readings and stuff. Maybe not to this extent or capacity, like it's been just a little bit different tonight, but just generally speaking, like I'm like, whoa, what the heck? It's very different. So I hope that resonated. You're so welcome. Okay, so, and I also am very, like, I feel like I'm not trying to be funny. I feel like I'm talking to my students when I say this, but because, like, you know, we talk about turn taking and stuff like that all the time in my job. Okay, guys, well, we have to be good friends. We have to take turns, blah, 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 blah. And you guys are so honest. Like, most people be like, no, I was first. No, you guys are actually honest about who was next. So, with that said, I know there were some folks that had responded, and I didn't see those responses. So I know I had Devin, Miss P, and Diamond Girl, and Jay are all people who did respond to me, and I didn't see their responses. So I do see Devin is now here and was very helpful. Thank you. So Devin, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. All right, so Devin wanted to know, am I meant to forgive the individual? Okay. Yep, I do remember seeing that question. Okay, so Devin wants to know if they're meant to reconcile. Let me shuffle real quick. More shuffles. We have the Magician here. That's a yes card. You've been manifesting this possibly. Now we're gonna see what card actually comes out, because that's just on the bottom of the deck. But I feel like you have been manifesting this, so you know, with that to come out like that, let's just see what Spirit has to say. Let's reconcile with this person. Ooh, I'm getting a yes. We got Ace of Wands. This is nice. Passionate new beginning. I'm not sure what happened in the past where things didn't work out, but this looks good. I think maybe both of you guys needed, like if this is a romantic kind of partnership, I think that maybe both of you guys needed just some time apart to focus on self and, working on your, I heard soul development, but working on like your soul development, getting to a point where you guys can be, independent of one another. I was gonna say each other and one another at the same time. Being able to be like, dependent, right? Maybe there was a sense of codependency or something like that, and now you're learning the importance of interdependency versus codependency, because those are very, very different. And I'm getting something like that. I do feel like there might have been some, like, maybe heartaches and, things like that, maybe even some form of betrayal in some kind of way, but it's kind of like maybe you guys are trying to, possibly leave that behind. um but just explore the things that did happen and talk about it. Tell us more. Let's get a couple more cards. There's a reconciliation meant to happen. Reconciliations are always interesting because it's like it's also dependent on things like, where that person stands right now. Are they in a place where it's worth it? You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, Queen of Cups. This is not bad. I'm not getting anything bad right now. This is actually kind of promising. Yeah, these are all yes cards. Knight of Wands, there's still something that's lingering that you're passionate about. I think you both kind of see it and know it. Yeah, look, you can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Yeah, I think that there's a reconciliation definitely about to happen. Six of Cups. Definitely just have to talk it out. Yeah, talk it out. Queen of Swords. You got to be honest with each other about your feelings and what happened. Yeah. So now it's just kind of like, okay, so who's gonna make that move? You know what I mean? That first move. Because it does look promising. It really does. Um, let's get like a piece of advice from Spirit, because I do feel pretty positive about it. Um, once both of you guys have the opportunity to speak your piece. We have increase here. It says you have successfully manifested something near and dear to your heart. So if this is something that you really have been wanting, Spirit is basically giving you the green light and saying, I just heard John Legend, give me the green light, give me just one light, I'm ready to go right now. So like, you're just waiting for like the right opportunity, maybe, or vice versa. Um, it might even be like a chance encounter kind of thing, a place that you guys used to both frequent or something, and then all of a sudden y'all bump into each other and have a conversation. Like, I don't know how it's gonna go down, but it looks and sounds pretty promising to me, Devin. So thank you so much for your help, because you helped keep that momentum going with the list. One and two, thank you for checking everything out, trusting me with your energy, all of that. Greatly appreciate you. So I'm going to move on to, let's see, because Devin did have kind of like the list going. So I did Rosa, I did Devin. So now Miss P, if you're still here, I hope you are. Yay! You guys are great. I love y'all. New people of the tribe. I appreciate y'all. Okay, so Miss P, um, what did you want to know? And like I said, if you did ask before, I don't remember any of that. So please ask your question again, or let me know what you want me to look into for you. Ooh, I got really cold all of a sudden. Present. I love that. That's cute. What would you like to know, Lovey? Whatever Spirit wants you to know right now. Okay. I don't know why I had a feeling that is what you were going to ask me. Maybe you did already say that before, but I'm not sure. But even before you put your response out there just now, I was already like in my head guided towards these. I love this deck. Um, check her out. Her name is Aya Inspired Tarot, and she gifted this deck to me. And she's someone who I consider like a sister, somebody who's like definitely like soul alignment with me, and who I go to for guidance. Check her out for sure. She's amazing. So I'm gonna get some cards from here for you, and then dive a little bit deeper with the tarot too. All right, this is for Miss P. All right, we have heart home, compassion. So it's definitely giving me this energy already starting off, like this energy of grace, showing those around you as well as yourself a sense of grace. Um, if you're one of those kind of people who are kind of like me, where you give everybody else all the grace in the world, but then when it comes to yourself, you don't do the same. Like they're definitely saying, make sure that you practice that same sense of compassion for yourself. I'm getting something like that. I also, I don't know if you're a Luther Vandross fan, but I'm hearing A House Is Not a Home by him. I am not meant to live alone. Turn this house into a home. When I climb the stairs and turn the key, oh please be there, saying that you're still in love with me. Don't know if you're a Luther Vandross fan, but definitely hearing that. Or a song that maybe is just being channeled and they want you to listen to it. Alright, so let's get like 2 or 3 cards from here. Empty well, time to replenish. Yeah, see? Yeah, so you're overextending, and that's where that sense of grace and stuff is coming from. They're like, you give so much of yourself, and you pour out into everybody to the point of depletion. And they're like, and that's why that song came up, right? House is not a home, like you feel empty. And they're just saying that, it's because, your heart is always like so full when it comes to giving to everybody else, but you don't give yourself that same compassion. So you got to make sure you're pouring into your own self, your own vessel. That's what I'm getting. You got to start resting. You got to start being able to say no. Remember that no is a complete sentence. Easier said than done. Excuse me. Moon Maiden, new beginnings. So this might be something that's a little bit foreign for you, a foreign thought, where it's like, whoa, I can say no to people, and that'll be all right. Like, yeah, you can, and it's okay. Other people might not like it, but sounds like a personal problem, what my grandmother say, tough titty. She learned how to start saying no. Winter's dream, gestation period. Yeah, so this is something definitely new. You're kind of giving birth to this new version of yourself, who's allowing yourself that sense of grace to say no when needed. Netcaster preparations come to fruition. So you're preparing yourself for the things that you've been building upon, and people are gonna want a piece of the pie, so to speak, and you're gonna have to be like, no, thank you. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Exactly that energy of, like I said, like it's new, it's different. You might be seeing the number 5 a lot, or the number 14, or the number 41. Let me know if that resonates. But yeah, beloved, radical acceptance. You have to, look, that heart is on fire, baby. A lot of energy about hearts. So it's like they're basically just saying, like, look, you have this heart of gold. You give, and you don't always get the same thing in return. So it's just a time right now to focus on what does that look like for you. Like, what do you want your relationships to look like in that capacity? Like, you can't sit there and keep on pouring from an empty cup. I'm getting that. And Spirit wants to really put that emphasis. Yes, see, you give to everybody else, but who gives to you? 7 of Pentacles. You have a heart of gold. 10 of Pentacles. And I think in particular it has to do with family. Let me know if that resonates. But like, yeah, I think family is like the main thing here for you. Yeah, with the Six of Cups is people who you've known for a very, very long time, right? So these are people who are like really embedded into your life, and it's really hard to, say, okay, I have to, release that. I have to let go of that conflict, right? And chaos with this Five of Wands on the top of the deck. Yeah. Tell us more. Tell us more. All right. Yeah, see? Leap of faith with this Fool card. This is different. This is different, and it's scary because it's like, you don't want to let people down and stuff like that, but you have to do what you have to do. This is a time of, kind of distancing yourself a little bit with this Hermit, right? Really just letting that go and being able to say, okay, well, I'm gonna take this leap of faith into this unknown territory that I don't really know about, but it's what needs to be done for myself. So you've been probably feeling a little bit isolated and a little bit alone, but it's what's necessary for your soul's development at this time in terms of being able to understand the importance of pouring into your own cup before you pour into everybody else's. Yeah. I don't know if like there was a big argument or something like that happened recently with you and somebody else, but you see things a lot differently now, and you're like, okay, I gotta do what I got to do. Yeah, moving real different for that reason. Somebody might have betrayed you in some kind of way. Throat chakra. So you might have had to speak your truth, or this is about to happen very, very soon. Something along those lines. Tell us more. Spirit. Yep. So likely outcome is Four of Pentacles. That is about releasing what no longer serves you. The things that you held on way too tight to, letting it go. Gotta let it go. I'm not sure if this has to do with your father. I'm not sure. But let me know in the comment section if it does. It might be like, father-daughter womb kind of thing. If it's not that, then it could just be somebody who's like super domineering or is super domineering in your life, and now you're learning how to kind of take control of your circumstances differently and more. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, because look, the Six of Cups is here. So it's definitely somebody from your past or somebody who you've known for a very, very long time. Like a long, long time. Yeah. Somebody who doesn't give to you in the same way that you give to them. It's more of a take, where it's like, even if it's not like they take from like financially or something like that, maybe it's just energetically, right? I'm getting something like that. So let me know if that resonated, Miss P. I really hope that was helpful. And thank you for your patience this evening, all of you guys for that matter. So let me know. I hope that was helpful though. So cross Miss P off. See, next time I'm gonna do it this way. So now I know Diamond Girl. Finally, Diamond Girl. Oh, see, that makes sense because of that Four of Pentacles. Yeah, because that's about releasing that, right? So that makes perfect sense. Yay, Diamond Girl! Thank you for being so patient. Oh, you guys are so great. I love y'all. So what's coming towards you? Any particular area, or did you just wanna, know, like, kind of like just in general? You're so welcome, love. You're so welcome. In terms of love, okay, got you. Figured I'd ask because what's coming towards me. It could just be like you wanted to know just like in general, or like finances, so on and so forth. But all right, I got you. Good night, Miss P. Okay, so when I split the deck for you, Diamond Girl, first thing that is showing up is self-worth. It says value, self-esteem, confidence, be empowered by valuing yourself. So this is definitely like a, you know, message about you focusing on that already. Or this could be the energy that you've been in for a while, and you've just been, you know, really on that like self-love, self-care kind of thing lately, and now you're like, okay, so I think I'm ready. You know, is there someone coming towards me? Is it worth me putting myself back out there again in terms of dating? I'm getting something along those lines for you. Let me know if it resonates. Sold. It says moving, physical, and location change. So I don't know if you moved recently. Maybe that's part of the reason why it's like, ooh, should I put myself back into the dating pool again? It could be something like that, or you're thinking about moving. If you're not physically moving, it could be more like a you know, more abstractly saying like you're moving on from, you know, things that no longer serve you. It could be that too. Let me know if that makes sense. Alright, so we're going to get like maybe 3 or 4 cards from here, and then we'll tap into the tarot portion. Alright, what we got? So, we got 2 cards. Ooh, we got 2 cards that came out together. We have spring. It says your love is blooming. Your answers arrive in spring. So I don't know if like you started dating somebody in this past spring and maybe they're still kind of in the picture. You're trying to figure out what's going on with you guys, because it also came out with romance. Revel, flow, savor, entice, open yourself to romance. So maybe something happened in spring where you were like, I think I'm ready again. Or maybe something's going to happen in the upcoming spring. And I know that might sound like it's a long time from now, but if you really think how fast the months go by, like think about how quick you gotta pay your fucking rent. Like, damn, I just paid these motherfuckers. I gotta pay them again. Getting something like that. So, yeah, it's like, it just, you know, maybe it's something along those lines. Like, it's gonna happen, like, in the springtime or something. And when it happens, it's going to really be something really, like, special. Not sure yet. Hi, Crystal. I technically closed the list because I was reading for like 3 hours prior to this one, and there was like some technical problems. I'll add you though, because I know your name when I see it. And I'm really gonna try my best to, you know, get to everybody on this list. Because I go to sleep. I work with kids, so I'm gonna try my very, very, very hardest to get to everybody. Working on it. So we have waves, emotions coming and going. All right. So, you know, maybe just kind of going back and forth when it comes to, you know, all the things that, you know, you've encountered, and trying to figure out all those emotions and those thoughts. You've been spending some time to yourself. It says solitude, retreat, introspection, silence, go deep within yourself. So just kind of, you know, going through those different emotions as they occur, and figuring it all out for what it's worth, you know. All right, so we have material world and crushed. So we have material world that says money, career, status, third dimension, make your mark. And we also have crushed, sad, broken, and feeling alone. So what I'm kind of getting with that is the fact that, you know, here in this 3D world that we live in, people focus on the wrong things, right? Especially when we're talking about dating and stuff like that. People focus on, looks, money, so on and so forth. Very materialistic things. Things that, are just not, they're all like the surface level things. So you might have went through some stuff that was based on that, and like just trying to figure it all out, how to, navigate those emotions, right? You're trying to vibrate at a higher frequency. It says energy and positivity, raise your vibration to attract what you desire. um, and then stuck on the top. Blocked, third party, silence, barrier, shift your focus to clear the energy. So, getting out of those old mindsets and things that you used to do in the past. Focusing on having a good time, like with friends and family. Um, if you decide to put yourself back out there in terms of dating, being able to, understand the importance of just valuing, the fun that you have with the person that you're meeting and stuff like that, and not focusing so much on, like I said, the surface level things. I hope that makes sense. So I feel like I'm like kind of rambling, but just a quick 3 card spread. So in the past, you might have been deceived, and that could contribute to how you feel now with the Seven of Swords. Lies, deception, so on and so forth, which makes it very hard to kind of put yourself back out there again. Oh, shut up. What is this? Yeah, came out again. So it's like, it's kind of giving me that, like, in the past, people, unfortunately, they weren't, like, their word wasn't worth anything. Like, they would give you everything that was like very, very superficial, and then do some bullshit, and then it would put you in a position where you're like, okay, well, now I can't trust nobody because I don't know what it is that people want from me. I don't know how to, like, behave in these situations. Yeah, something like that. And it's like, because we have the Seven of Swords again, which is about deception, and the Ace of Wands, and then love readings not for nothing. A lot of times that represents like a lot of passion, but nothing more than that. It's about passionate new beginnings, but reading it intuitively could also be about, I don't like to put your business out there, but like it could be like a lot of relationships. Remember we were talking about the 3D stuff. A lot of times it could, or superficial. Maybe it was based around sex and or money. They think that they could, buy you something and then make everything better, or excuse me, or offer bullshit ass apology, or give you a nice pocketbook or roses or something, and everything's better. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. So it puts you in a position where you're like, okay, now what? So it's going to be a little bit of maybe deprogramming for yourself to make sure that you welcome in people who bring in the right type of energy. Yeah, something that's more emotion based as opposed to the 3D stuff. Somebody who aligns with judgment call, who aligns with that, and that's how you proceed forward is what I'm kind of getting. Yeah, somebody who comes with a solid offer. Ace of Pentacles here. Like, you want somebody who's going to bring in not just the the romance, but somebody who's also going to bring in the practicality too. A little bit of both, right? Get something like that. Like the outcome or incoming energy. Yeah, slow and steady. This has been coming up for a lot of people. It's hard. The Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. Like, it's not going to happen overnight, because there might still be some healing that needs to be done. But yeah, definitely just closing out those old cycles that no longer serve you, and being able to say, okay, I'm gonna take my time, allow myself to do this healing process, and not lose hope and faith in the process. I'm getting something like that. Yeah, and like I said, if it wasn't, because you said it was never like about money, which like I said, it could just be like I don't know. I'm just going based on what the cards are telling me. Because they were talking about 3D stuff, and then they started showing me other things. So, take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. But, the one thing that definitely is here is the fact that there's this energy of, ebb and flow. The things that have happened in the past, maybe sometimes still kind of making it hard for you to decide if you want to put yourself back out there again, and being able to say, okay, self, yes, those things did happen, but don't lose hope and lose sight on what can possibly come in the future. Focusing on yourself, focusing on, your well-being, focusing on all those different things as you level yourself up, so that when you put yourself back out there, you could be present, and welcome in somebody who's also equally as present. So I hope that makes sense. It's always one of those kind of things, like, when I'm reading for somebody and it's completely, blind, so to speak. I only have the cards to go on. So, especially if I'm not like looking up and like reading like your responses and stuff. So I'm literally just kind of going blind and going on intuition alone and what the cards are telling me. So, definitely use your intuition. um, and hopefully there's at least one portion of that that did resonate. Gotcha. Okay. And that I was picking up on that. Like, I wasn't sure if there was somebody currently in the picture or not, but I was definitely picking up on like this like energy of like, just like, you know you're in this here and now situation, but you're just kind of like, I'm not sure if this is what I really want. That's kind of what I was feeling. So it kind of makes sense. I just couldn't put my finger on like where it was coming from. Was it like the past thing or something like that? But that makes sense. So thank you for trusting me, and thank you for your patience. I'm grateful for you for being here. So let me cross you off finally. After all of that patience, right? Um, so you're so welcome, love. You're so welcome. So let's see. I know that. Let me see. I'm gonna just kind of go back to the little list that Devin had gave me before of people that were around. Sonali, are you still here, Sonali? And then after Sonali, then I think I'll be able to actually like re, uh, go to the list that was here. Okay, because this is the people, I'm going in the order of the people that were in the reading originally, because people were waiting, and that would be so wrong if I were to just like, skip over all those people. So I'm going to go in the order of the people who were here, and then if people didn't make it to this reading, you know I did try, I really did, but technological problems sometimes. All right, so Sonali, are you still here? And if you, oh, you did ask a question already. Sorry, there's like a whole bunch of different messages all at the same time. My bad. So what is coming in your love life? Let's see. So I'm gonna do the same spread that I just did for Diamond Girl. I'm gonna do something very similar, and then we'll move on from there. Wow, I'm gonna be a tired girl in the morning. But it's worth it, because I haven't done something like this in a long. First off, I've never done just all free readings. It's usually like free yes and no's, which is a lot easier to control, I guess you could say. And then I do like donation based and stuff like that. So I base it on, hey, did you pay? You know what I mean? But I was like, you know what? I want to do something different. I want to give back, and meet some new people on here, and hopefully resonate with people and really vibe. That was the goal for tonight. So I'm happy that I did that. I'm happy I started when I did. I started like 6 something Eastern Standard Time. So I've been doing this for a few hours. All right. So Sonali, bottom of the deck we have feminine. It says your divine feminine, you, and seeking her twin or soulmate. So I'm not sure if you are the masculine or the feminine in this relationship, or just in your dynamic in general, whether it's a relationship or not. But like, if you know, if you're the female, you're definitely showing up in your divine feminine energy. If you're a male, you are awaiting that person to kind of come into your presence. Um, Either way, very nice energy to start off with. Single woman, got it. Yep. So you're in a good place. Excuse me. You're in a good place in terms of that. Like, you're definitely working on yourself. You know, you're like in that Empress energy. If you know about like tarot, like the Empress is like the creme de la creme of the female energy of the tarot. Beautiful energy. So we have pop up here. Spontaneous, unexpected, and surprise visit. I don't know if somebody from your past is thinking about coming back around. Hopefully they're not in a crappy energy, because we don't want that, right? So we're going to get like 2 or 3 more from here. And we're going to dive into the tarot. Twin flames, okay. It says eternal love, reincarnation, passion, and twins. I would say teens. Why was I going to say all weird like that? Twins seeking union. Okay. Nice, nice. Um, as long as that person's vibrating at a good frequency, though. It just depends on where they are, because twin flame journeys are, whew, they can be something. I'll tell you that right now. Like, that passion and that drive to be with that person, it lingers and lingers and lingers. But if they're not where they're meant to be or supposed to be, the relationship just can't work, and vice versa. You know, you both have to be equally yoked, and you have to be both at the same point of your healing journey in order to actually come into union. So, yeah. I always make sure I say that. 'Cause, you know, people romanticize twin flame journeys, and I'm like, that shit is not fun. It's not. I'd rather be with a soulmate than a twin flame, just being honest. We have beliefs here. Similar or clashing belief systems can bring you together or keep you apart. So, your belief systems are definitely important at this time when it comes to a connection, and where it can go. I'm also getting, if you haven't met your twin flame yet, it might be one of those things where it's going to be a super random encounter, where it's going to be like, what is this person? And you're going to hit it off really, really strong. And it's one of those things, again, like, you just have to hope that they're where they need to be on their journey too. I'm getting more so, though, that this person might have already been in your life. We have pause here. Inaction, calmness, step back, wait for the sign. So I do feel like this person's already in your life. And yeah, see, intervention on the bottom of the deck. Intervention, rescue, and others involved. So it's definitely giving like a pause, and something might have had to happen in order for, you know, some growth and expansion to happen separately. Regret, this person might be living in regret. Remorse, life regrets, loss, and start making empowered choices. Middle of the deck, they might be looking for you. Searching, it says online, looking for info and records. So they might be watching you online, trying to find your stuff. Like, let's say if you blocked them or something like that, if this person is somebody who's already in your life or was in your life. Yeah, you might be, you might have them blocked, but they're still trying to figure out ways to, like, watch what you're doing and getting something like that. Alright. Let me know if any of this resonates. Great. We have 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So I definitely feel like, you know, wherever you are currently right now, like you or this person, maybe both of you, like you both like are, you know, pretty solid people in your own, like, got it going on, you know, you don't really need nobody, doing pretty good. But it's one of those kind of things, like, maybe you both want, or let's say it could be both of you, but like you definitely want like that energy of I want to be with somebody and like really build and grow with that person, like generational wealth, marriage, all of that stuff, you know, family involved, all of that. I'm getting something along those lines. Um, but at the same time, it has to be with the right person, right timing, and all of that too. So let's get a 3-card spread real quick. Yeah. So yeah, 4 of Swords here is the recent past. Um, it's given me. I just heard between a rock and a hard place. Like something might have happened in the recent past where it put you in a position where you're like, I need to take a step back from this because I need a chance to reevaluate everything. I need to rest. I need to take a break. So I feel like you kind of been, you took, I think you might have pulled your energy back to be able to focus on yourself and just figure out what it is that you want to do from this point on. Yeah, look, Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. So I'm not sure what happened. It could have just been different value systems or something along those lines. But yeah, you distance yourself from this person. 3 of Wands. Um, yeah, you had to muster up some strength within yourself and courage to say, okay, I can't do this. Interesting. So what's going on currently then? What's going on currently? Yeah, you're focusing on yourself. 9 of Pentacles. Like, obviously you want the whole, you know, the whole big package, like that 10 of Pentacles. You just need that one more pentacle, right? Like, for it to become that 10. And that one more pentacle is being able to have somebody of, you know, of substance that can, you know, bring that into my ear just started ringing when I said that. Somebody of substance when it comes to that. And until then, you're like, I'd rather be alone because, like, I need somebody who's gonna align with what I want. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yep. So right now, you're like, I'll spend time to myself. I'm all right with that. Yep. And you're gonna reject anything or anyone who doesn't fall in line with where you're trying to be. And kudos to you, because a lot of us, we sit there and we just, you know, be like, oh, but they're gonna no. Who they are is who they are, and until they're ready to do what they're supposed to do, they're never going to be the right person for you. So I actually really commend you for being able to say, I'm not doing that shit. Yep, exactly. Look, Queen of Swords. You're like, nope. So I do feel like there's a past person, recent past person, who you're like, nah, I'm good. And that's there's nothing wrong with that. You're focusing on yourself. You're pouring that energy into yourself. 7 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Focusing on healing. And the good thing about what I'm seeing about you is that, like, you're not gonna allow these mishaps, so to speak, or disappointments deter you from love. Like, when that time comes, you're gonna know and you're gonna feel it and you're gonna be okay with that. And you're going to remain optimistic and hopeful in the process, which is good, because a lot of times we give up and we're like, oh, I'm never going to be with anybody, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. I've been there, trust me, I know how that feels. And I don't think that's you. You know, you went through your heartbreaks and things like that, and you're like, I'm just not going to allow for nobody to play in my face if they're not going to bring what they need to bring to the table. And there's nothing wrong with that. So it does seem like, you know, there's it does seem like, you know, there's potential for something to come through in the future, but right now it's more about just concentrating on you. And I think as you continue to work on yourself and you know, set those boundaries, that's when the right person comes around. And it could even be that other person that we were just talking about, but they're gonna have to come in the right energy, and then you'll have to use your discernment to be like, is this even somebody who I want to allow back into my life at all? Right? Because look, we do have 8 of Wands, so there is communication. So somebody might be getting ready to come in with some communication, want to talk, work on things. Eight of Pentacles, but the whole point is you have to make sure that it's the right timing for you. And make sure that they are where they need to be. Because if not, then you got to close out that cycle. Okay? So with that said, I hope that that resonated. Sonali, thank you so much for your patience and understanding this evening. Greatly appreciate that. Appreciate all of you guys for being so understanding and patient right now. So with that said, I am going to continue this list, and I'm gonna see if any of the people that were from the you're so welcome. If any of the people that were here before pop up and show their name / face. So the next person that I do have here, after the people that that Devin was so nice to say, hey, these are the people that were in queue before, and you just didn't see them, commenting. Benita, I was about to say, you're definitely, yep, definitely up there. All right, so I'm gonna go with Benita now. And Latoya, I see you too. I have you right there as well. Look at that. Woo! All right. So, Benita, what is your question? Okay. Let's see. So, will Sean's mom approach Benita's parents for hand in marriage? Fairest, most accurate message. Wanda, I see you. You're on the list too, my love. Fairest, most accurate message. You're welcome, my love. Like I said, I didn't forget about any of you guys. Like, it was just technical problems, I promise. So I'm doing my best right now. And trust me, I'm tired, but I'm gonna do the best I can to get to all of you. All right, so we have the Magician that came out. That's technically a yes card, but let me just see what the other cards are. Because it's also about the energy surrounding the card, right? Like a card, I'm not one of those readers who just say, oh yeah, the card says yes. Like, no, because I know what all the yes and no cards are in the deck. But at the same time, the Magician is also an energy of somebody who does magic. They're manipulative sometimes, right? So that's also very, very important. And I just saw the Four of Cups, which is a no card. Tell me more about this Magician. Or about this question. Okay. So the cards that officially came out are all yes cards. We have the Star, and we also have the Page of Pentacles. Those are all yeses. But see, that's the thing. It's something underhanded about this, and that's the thing that's like, it's bothering me. Because we have Seven of Swords here. And then there were other cards that were kind of like no cards. So I'm like, yeah, it's almost like something's going to be revealed, and then it's going to contribute to something not working out. So like, there might be the offer, but then, or the approach and everything, but then there's going to be something maybe behind the scenes that's happening. You're going to find out about it, and then it's not going to work out. That's what I'm kind of getting. One more card. Ace of Wands, which is not a bad card either. But see, there's something about, like, it's not the offer that's not going to happen. There's going to be something that's going to happen behind the scenes where you're going to be like, I don't know about this. But I think that's what it is. Because now we got Seven of Wands here. That's about somebody, like, you know, standing their ground against something. Yeah, and then the Tower. Yeah, so something, don't know exactly what it is, but something is about to come to basically an end. Yeah, and the Seven of Swords is here again. So there's something behind the scenes that we don't know or see currently. Don't know exactly what that is, but it's something about, like, deception or secret, like secrecy or something. And then there's going to be something that's going to come to the forefront, and it's going to be revealed, and that's going to be the thing that's going to cause things to not work out, is what I'm getting. I got real cold out of nowhere. I was comfortable, and now I'm cold, freezing. Like a couple cards from here. Yeah, see, situationship. I don't think we need to label things or define our relationship. So something just, I don't know what it is. It's just, it doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right. I don't know if it's just going to be a difference in, like, beliefs or values or overall wants and needs in the relationship. I can't put my finger on it. I'm not going to lie to you. Because this is just a mini reading, so, like, I'm gonna pull maybe one more card just to get a little more. Yeah, see, friend zone. It's like there's gonna maybe a lack of attraction or something. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I'm sorry that I can't give more insight, but like, it's something along those lines. So, like I said, it's not the offer that's not going to happen. It's more just there's going to be something that's going to contribute to a overall, like, nah, don't think I want this kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. You know, please take the messages as they resonate, because, like, I don't know all the circumstances behind what's going on, but I definitely did pick up on, like, just no, not feeling right. Okay. All right, so Latoya, and then Wanda, and then I'm gonna go from there and call off these other names and see if any of them popped up, or pop up, I should say. I hope that resonated. All right, Latoya. Let's see. Try to scroll back up here and see what your question was. Okay, you want a general message? Got it. Okay, so let's see. What do I feel drawn to for you? I feel drawn to these. Alright, so this is for Latoya. Here's the most accurate messages for Latoya. You're welcome, Benita. I like that name because that's my cousin's name. Okay. Ooh, Latoya. Look what we got on the bottom of the deck. We have Door to Romance. Okay. All right, so I like to see that to start off. Let's see what's going on for Latoya. Clearest and most accurate. That one flew out. Okay, so we got two that came out. We have Healer of the Ages, along with 6th Chakra Archangel Metatron here. Okay, so those came out together. I'm getting that, you know, right now you are, like, very, like, your third eye, your intuition is so on point right now. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you've been working on yourself a lot when it comes to, like, your overall healing journey, which is a beautiful thing to see. And I think that with that Door to Romance card that showed up at the bottom of the deck initially, excuse me, it's kind of giving me like, as you've been working that healing process and, becoming more aligned with yourself, becoming more intuitive, so on and so forth. You might even have spiritual gifts yourself. Um, like now you're really opening up. Oh, look at that. I'm telling you. Man holding a heart. That looks good. And it's because you've been healing. Let's get a couple more from here. And then we'll look into the tarot. Love that. Even like this song that's on, hopefully I don't get flagged, it's called Sunset Drive by Tokyo Music Walker. It's just music that like kind of started playing after the other playlist went off. But I'm probably gonna get flagged, but whatever. Um it's like it's giving me like this like flutter, like this feels so like good, like it's real, like really cutesy, like love at first sight type vibes. Really cute. We have the thinking man here, along with third chakra archangel Kamiel here, which is about the solar plexus. Those came out together. So kind of balancing out you know your ways of thinking, especially with that third eye chakra energy we had before, as well as like that willpower to kind of pursue love at this time, because I feel like that's what it's kind of coming down to. We have cornucopia here on the bottom, so like you've been wanting this. This is something that you've been really kind of manifesting and working towards. And because you've been doing that work, I don't know if you happen to have Gemini in your chart, or somebody around you does, that you might be interested in, or the person that might come into your energy might have Gemini in their chart. But randomly the song that came on is called Gemini. So I pay attention to things like that. Be an intuitive message. We have all tied up and happy family. Reading that intuitively, I'm not sure if like at some point or another you were in a higher level of commitment with, like, either you were married or had kids with somebody and you were kind of in that circumstance and released yourself from it, or maybe somebody who's coming towards you might be in a similar situation. But now this is going to be a time to take action towards something new, something different. Someone might have Leo in their chart. We have Angel of Strength here. Or it could just be saying that this is a time to kind of as you take action towards something new, being able to say, okay, I'm gonna really just have this sense of courage within myself to do this. Like, it might have felt really different, a little bit scary, to move forward. Yeah, maybe after a broken heart, getting that. So you've really been working on that healing process, which is a beautiful thing to see. And it's awakening you, and it's allowing for something new to come through is what I'm getting. Let's shuffle this, get a couple cards, or a few cards from here. Yeah, standing your ground with the Seven of Wands. Standing your ground. Self-preservation I'm getting to. Alright, so we're going to do a 3-part spread. What is the recent past? The Lovers. Choices. So, major choices that led to you being able to start working towards your healing. Working on your sense of independence. Maybe focusing more on career, I'm even getting. Yeah, see, the Strength card is here 2 times, 2 different decks just showing up. So I don't know if you happen to be a Leo or it's just the energy you were in, but definitely finding that sense of courage to move forward. And it was a hard decision to make. Yeah, moving forward. 8 of Wands, fast moving energy. I think it was sudden. I think it was a sudden change. I think there was like a build up, and then you just kind of said, okay, this is it, I'm moving on. Getting something like that. Tons more. of Wands. So this is the energy that they want you to be in right now, or you are currently in. They're saying that, you know, they want you to be more confident in yourself, really be assertive, stand up for what it is that you want. If you happen to have business ideas at all, they want me to say this too, or any career aspirations, they want you to be more confident in that as well. That's a separate message. But they really want you to kind of know, like, there's something that you're really good at and really gifted and talented at, and they want you to be a little bit more, you know, confident in your ability to do that. We also have Wheel of Fortune here, so there's something coming through when it comes to you know, where these things can go, right? When you have that sense of confidence, that wheel turning in your favor. Yeah. They also want you to kind of still focus on making sure you know, get some healing in there as well in the process. Taking care of your physical vessel, your body. Yep, releasing the things that no longer serve you. This Four of Pentacles rather. Yeah, you have to make a conscious decision to do that. There might be some fear attached to some of these decisions that need to be made, but it does need to happen. This Two of Swords here. All right, likely outcome or incoming energy. Hope this is resonating, especially after you were so patient. All right, Nine of Wands. So they really want you to, definitely something about protecting your energy, right? Preserving your energy, you know, making sure that you don't let anybody come into your space with some BS, especially if they're coming in being flighty and, you know, in and out. Like, don't let those kind of people back into your energy or your space. Yeah. Because there are people from the past that might try to come back around when they see you doing well, who kind of made you feel kind of left out in the cold, you know, getting like kind of like abandonment kind of issues and stuff like that, and you've been working on that. So it's like, yeah, you don't want that back, right? You don't want that type of energy back into your life. So, you know, as people watch you grow and expand, keep on, you know, rising above those circumstances and doing what you need to do for yourself. Yeah, in order to be your highest self is what I'm getting. So I hope that resonated. I hope that you found that helpful. Let me know in the comment section if it made sense. Um, and I definitely enjoyed delivering that message. And yeah, you said that you resonated. It always makes me happy. Lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. As tired as I'm gonna be after this, at least I know that I'm doing something meaningful for you guys. That's all that matters to me. So yes, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate you. Greatly appreciate all of you guys. Okay, so Wanda, are you still here? I hope you are, because you were another super patient one. A lot of you guys were. Wanda, are you still here? Hi, kiddo. um, welcome. I will say that the list is currently closed because I was reading for like almost 3 hours before this, and then there was a technical problem, so I'm just kind of resuming where everything left off. If some people do not respond when I call out for them, then I can add you like towards the end of the list. But thank you for being here, kiddo. All right, general reading for Wanda. Great. Let's see. What do I feel guided to read from? I feel guided to read from the Wisdom Oracle deck. All right, Wanda. So I just split the deck. So first thing I'm seeing is chaos and conflict, and we also have go the distance. So it's kind of giving me, just starting off, this energy of you removing yourself and distancing yourself from things that have caused you a sense of like maybe angst and just a lack of your overall well-being. I'm getting something along those lines. So things that cause you stress and things like that, rising above those things and moving on, saying, yeah, no, I'm good. Rightfully so, right? um Tell us more. Let's get maybe like 3 cards from here. Thank you. Happy, happy. I like that. Yes, I can see your responses, love. I can see them. Since there's not like a lot of like, it's not all jumbled up like the other one was, and like, I kind of already closed off the list, and it's like a lot more, condensed. I can actually see everything, because before it's like I had to go all the way to the top and stay there. Otherwise, like, it would just be flooded, and I would not know who was next. So I definitely can see your responses, love. So happy, happy. I like that. I don't know how old you are, and you don't have to tell me. But I don't know if you're like a millennial like me. I used to watch Ren and Stimpy, but I definitely heard happy, happy, joy, joy. So happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Yeah, I just heard that. So Crystal, to be honest with you, it depends on who actually stuck around. There's only 5 people in here, so most of those people probably are not, you know, gonna be here. I do feel like I saw Devon's name, or Devon rather, because there was a Devon and there was a Devon. So of the people that showed up before, I only saw like one other person. So you might get lucky and get read soon. I'm not gonna make promises though, because I have to make sure I go through the whole list, call everybody's name, and if they don't respond, then yeah. So if you don't want to wait, I don't blame you at all. Because I don't want you to be waiting around forever, but I just want to make sure I do it the right way and be fair, because there were a lot of people who really waited for a very long time. Okay. All right. Observer. So really paying attention to things, and yeah, just like kind of setting your sights higher. I'm kind of getting, and yeah, I'm just kind of getting, just really, paying close attention to things and seeing things from a new perspective even. Yeah, and this is a part of your growth. Regeneration is here on the bottom of the deck right now. Like, this is a part of the overall journey for you. Being able to set your sights higher. It's giving me kind of like if this was a tarot, I'm getting almost like Hanged Man energy. This energy of, enlightenment after, some hard experiences. A couple more from here. Thank you. All right, so Spirit's funny. Excuse me. I'm getting that you tend to be somebody who's very rigid. Spirit wants me to really put emphasis on that. You're very rigid. Part of it could be because of like your upbringing or something like that. Like you do things by the book. But Spirit wants you to be more flexible. I'm definitely getting, maybe it's about like, childhood and stuff like that. Like, your parents maybe really instilled certain, values or beliefs in you, and you're like, okay, I have to do it this way. But, you want to, maybe, please them or appease them. But they're asking you to be more flexible at this time, and that might be a part of the journey too. It's like you realize that perhaps, trying to do everything to please them or whoever these people are, um, it has not done anything for your overall, growth. And it's like it puts you in a place where you almost feel like at a standstill. So now they want you to be, flexible and say, okay, I got to do things on my own accord. I can't do everything for everybody else. Um, I can't live for everyone else, right? Yeah, see, loyal heart. It's in the reverse. I think you've been so loyal to other. I don't even think I've ever seen this card before. You've been so loyal to everybody else, but you're not loyal to yourself. But you need to be loyal to you. Spirit really wants you to put emphasis on that. Fork in the road. You have to make a decision here. You have to choose, your highest self. What does that look like for you? Like, I don't think I've ever seen this card either. New life. This is a new version of yourself, and this is going to be very scary, very different, very new, but you have to do what's best for yourself at this time. Treasure Island, there's definitely something at that, like that light at the end of the tunnel kind of energy of, the more that you're doing stuff for yourself, the better you're going to feel, and the more growth you're going to see, more potential. What are you looking for? I don't know. Alright, anyway. Let's see. Yeah, my son is like, I'm busy. Like, you're grown up, figure it out. Anyway. Alright, let's get the recent past. Standing up for yourself, standing your ground. It's about you standing your ground and moving forward with your life. That's what it is. Wanda. Yeah. Moving on from the past. Cosmo. Wow. Yeah. So the thing is this, like, Five of Pentacles is here. The thing is, this is how you're currently feeling. Like, through it all, it's still like that energy of like, damn, like, I wish that I could do things different, or I wish that, it doesn't have to be like this, right? And it might feel kind of lonely, but the thing is, like, you have to do what you have to do for yourself, and sometimes that will, result in that loneliness, but it does get better over time. Yeah, practicing that sense of assertiveness. I don't know if you have fire in your chart or not, but I'm kind of picking up on a possibility of that. Yeah, you chose yourself. Yeah, you chose yourself. Like the outcome. Or incoming energy. Queen of Pentacles. That is about somebody who is very independent. They have their shit together, and the thing is, I love the Queen of Pentacles because not only is she like really like well off and she has her stuff together, but she's also still very loving and generous, but she has the discernment of how to be generous. She doesn't overexert herself or overextend, and that's a great quality to be able to possess. So there's a lot of new things that are going to start coming towards you. So just start seizing those new opportunities as they present themselves. And, there will be things that are going to kind of fall off at the same time. but it makes room for the things that are coming through. Yeah, and that's going to be what's going to be like that peace and balance that you've been working on having in your life, that harmony with this temperance card in the middle of the deck. I'm also getting be patient with yourself. Be patient with other people too, because some people are going to be like, who the fuck is this person with this new attitude? And you're going to, I just heard, is it Patti LaBelle? Yeah, Patti LaBelle. I got a new attitude. I just heard that. So it's like, they're going to be like, who the fuck is this? This is not who I thought they were. Like, and they don't think you acting brand new, but no, it's just you're practicing your God-given right to have that autonomy and all of that, you know. So getting something like that for you, Wanda. I do hope that resonated and that was helpful. Thank you for your patience this evening, because I know that it's been a crazy night after all this time. So I do hope you at least got something out of that and it was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Okay, so now we're going to continue to read off of this list from earlier. I know a lot of people probably are not still here. So we're just going to go from there and then see what happens. Let me just explain this real quick, because some of you guys came in like a little bit later. This is a part 2 of a reading that I did before. I was reading for almost 3 hours and there was technical problems, so I am resuming the list from before. So I will say this now: if you came in now, there's a good chance that you're not going to get read for, because technically the list is closed. However, if the people that I'm about to read their names off don't show up and I'm up to it, then I will try my hardest to, you know, get to the people who came later. But that is not a promise, because technically the list is closed. Okay, so yeah. Ada, I do remember you, but I called your name and then there was no response, because I was reading from the top of the list. So, let's see. Is there anybody else who I recognize from earlier? Because, gotcha. Okay. And Lady A, you're actually on the list as well. I'm happy to hear that, Wanda. Okay, Ada, I'm gonna read for you, because like I said, I do remember your name. You were way early in the reading. I remember. You were like super early. So I'm gonna read for you. Because I do remember. I think I even remember you saying in there, like in the original, like something like, "Oh, did I miss? Did you call me? Did I get missed?" Yeah, but then I called again and then there was nothing. So what would you like me to read about Ada? Yeah, exactly. So you understand, there was a lot of people. I don't even know how many readings I just did tonight. This is crazy. So yeah, you were definitely one of the first ones. Yep, I remember that question. Yep, I remember seeing that. Okay, so grants. Yep, I remember that question. So see, I remember. All right, so for Ada, we're gonna see what were Grant's secret thoughts. And then after that, I'm gonna resume that list that I already had going. Like I said, I remember you. You were like way in the beginning of the reading, so I do remember. Like I said, I did my best to like call everybody, and then some people just didn't respond. So that's why I had to like do it the way I've been doing it. So please bear with me. All right. So Ada, it looks like this person, Grant, is he's like on the fence. It kind of gives me like, maybe, I don't know if like he doesn't know how to approach you or something like that. It could be something along those lines. Maybe he looks at you as somebody, like, I don't know how you guys met. I don't know if it was like in a friendship kind of, a friend setting kind of thing, like you met through a friend, or you guys were like out and about and bumped into each, I don't know. But I am getting that like they're on the fence about maybe how to approach you. How does Grant feel about Ada? Hmm. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's wishy-washy. It's, look, let me should explain why. We have Page of Pentacles here, right? But then we also have the Four of Swords, which that's kind of like, like kind of laying low. It's kind of like, taking a step back, trying to analyze something, that kind of thing. But then the Page of Pentacles is about like a small offer of some sort. So it could be like, maybe wanting to go out for a drink, something really small, nothing too crazy, like kind of trying to feel you out. I don't think that he's ready to kind of like really go full force just yet. It's kind of more like a, see what happens kind of thing. So he's kind of like laying low, kind of in the distance kind of thing. I will say this, Spirit wants me to tell you this. Make sure you're very concrete about what your expectations and or wants and desires are. Like if you want a true like real relationship type of thing, say that from the jump, so that way he can't be like, oh yeah, I thought we were just friends with benefits, or this, like, no, or I thought we were just cool, blah blah, like, no. Like make sure you put that out there very very clearly if you guys have a conversation of what your expectations are, so that way you're on the same page. I just got that. Let's get a couple more cards. But it seems very like, just on the fence. It's not anything serious or anything in his mind yet. Not that he doesn't like you, but like he kind of wants to maybe just kind of play it by ear. Keep it real, like low key. Like maybe small meetings here and there type of thing. Yeah. Six of Wands. So yeah, I mean, he sees you as somebody who, I think he likes you. He likes you. Be careful if he happens to have just gotten out of a relationship recently, though, or he's still caught up on someone, because he might still be a little bit stuck on them a little bit. Possibly. We do have Two of Cups here. That's good. Four of Cups. He might be scared of rejection. That's what I'm getting. He might be scared of rejection. Like he might have put a lot of time into a past relationship or something. So now he's like kind of on the fence. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that makes any sense. So one more. Yeah, he's in his head. That's the thing. He likes you, but he's also in his head. So just be careful with that, because the thing is, it's like when it's that, back and forth, thing, it's like it becomes where they become emotionally unavailable, and then they'll do the whole like, oh yeah, well, you knew that I wasn't really ready for anything, but like that's why I'm saying make sure that you're very concrete about what it is that you want to, because yeah, you don't want him to play those kind of games. Nobody got time for that. So that's what I'm getting. Yeah, see, everything's like small gestures. We got the Page of Cups, we got the Page of Pentacles. So it's like small gestures. So small little tokens of affection and things like that. But yeah, don't let nobody come breadcrumbing you when you're showing up as a goddamn empress. All right, the most powerful woman in the whole deck. Like, no. Yeah. So if he's just gonna be like an onlooker kind of thing, like, you know what you gotta do, right? Be careful. So he does like you, but he just might be kind of, wishy-washy. So I'm happy that you said that. That makes sense, and that is on point for you, Ada. And thank you for your patience. Thank you so much for that. So now we're going to move on to the list again, the order of which the people from the previous reading were, in that order. And then people who don't respond, I cross them off, and then we move on from there. Okay? So, Ricardo, are you here? I have a feeling you're not because I didn't see your name pop up at all, but I'm going to ask anyway. I want to make sure that I get to everybody that did show up before and all that. I don't want nobody being mad at me. um, Also, for those of you who are new, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Hit that like button and that notification bell. It lets me know that you guys really did resonate and like what I'm doing here. I'm trying to get back into the groove because I took a hiatus. So I've been doing a lot of like just collective readings, and this is the first time I've ever done it like this. So usually I do like free yes and no's and then paid readings, but this time I switched it up. And that's why it's so crazy. So I'm happy that you guys are being so understanding and considerate, okay? So, Ricardo, I don't think you're here because you haven't said anything yet. Going once, going twice for Ricardo. No Ricardo. All right, Shay, are you still here? Is Shay still here? Did she ever come back around? Going once, going twice for Shay. All right, no Shay. All right, Yasara or Yasira. Oh, okay, Crystal is here. I thought that was somebody else. Sorry, I just saw like the I'm here for it. Okay. Like I said, love you. You are on the list. I have you here. I just have to call out these other people first, and I feel like at the rate we're going, I'm gonna get to you pretty quick. So please bear with me, okay? Yasera, going once, going twice. Are you here? Or Yasara? Going once, going twice. Not here. Amaya, are you here? Amaya, are you here? Going once, going twice. So, all right, no Amaya. Lovebug, are you still here? I feel like Lovebug did respond like way early, saying that they had came back, but that was a while ago. I didn't realize I was gonna be back on this long. Wow, so that means I read for like 5 hours. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever done that before. I read for like 3 hours at the tops, but not for only 5 hours. That's crazy. And I got work in the morning. Oh, Lord. Lovebug, going once, going twice. Are you here? No. All right. Devin or Devon, are you here? I hope you are because you really were super patient, like at the last reading and this one. So I hope you're still here. Devon, are you here? Going once, going twice? No. All right, how about Nye? Nye, are you still here? Like I said, guys, like now this play is gonna go quick because a lot of the people, privately lost patience and said, "Nope, I'm not waiting anymore." Rightfully so. This was a long time. I wouldn't have waited either. Not mad at anybody for not sticking around. Next time I'm gonna just open a list, and I'm only gonna do a select few people and then open the list again after that, instead of how I did. I just kept it as an open rolling list, and that's part of the reason why it got so crazy. 9, going once, going twice. Are you here? Nope. All right, Lady A, are you here? Lady A, are you here? Yay, Lady A is here. All right, Lady A, look at you being so patient. Thank you so much. All right, Lady A, what is your question? Your question or your area of focus that you would like me to look into. Okay. Let's see, what do I feel drawn to for you for this? Let's go with these. Well, I split the deck, and the first thing that came out is you're asking what's like something positive coming towards you, a fresh start. It says new opportunity, release the past. This is your second chance. So that's a really good card to start off with, asking that question. All right, Spirit, what does Lady A need to know? Clearest and most accurate message, please. What positive things are coming towards her? Like 2 or 3 more shuffles. I saw the healing card. That's nice. Let's get 1 more shuffle. Okay, so as of currently, this like they're making it very clear that this is the stuff that's happening right now. Because the card on the bottom, it says today. It says present, now, and in the moment. So the stuff that we're gonna see is like we're gonna be tapping into like the current energy or things coming in the very near future. So I like that because it's letting us know that the past is the past. You're leaving that behind. Let's get like maybe 3 cards from here. What positive things are coming towards Lady A? Thank you. Okay, so we have divine timing, patience, perseverance, peace, and trust that the divine knows when. So everything's happening in its own divine timing, exactly the way that's meant to happen when it's meant to happen. There might be people who from the past perhaps who, even though we're trying to avoid that that energy, but they want this to be known as well. There might be people who from your past who you've already distanced yourself from or whatever, who might try to come back around with not the best intentions. So just be mindful of that as well. But you've already released that energy, so as long as you keep your energy high vibrating, like that energy won't be able to come in and ruin what you've got going on. So don't worry about it. Tell us more. It's always when you're like moving on that's when people want to come in and do shit like that. We have Verge, about to reveal or confess. So there might be somebody already in your energy who wants to tell you something. Pressure cooker. I'm not sure if there's somebody who lives at a distance from you or something that you might have interest in, or they have interest in you, or it could be that past person. Like, obviously, we don't really want to know about that, but Spirit is definitely like letting you know just in case. Like, your energy might still kind of pop up a little bit. We want to know about the good stuff coming in. Yeah, you're protected. Archangel Michael. Protection, prevented from harm, and divine intervention. So I feel like, you know, one of the most positive things happening right now is the fact that you are protected from anybody negative. It's a karmic partner. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. A past person wants to try to come back around. You're protected. Um, one more from here. Yeah, balance. Yin, yang, darkness, and light. Stay centered in your higher self. So right now, the big focus is on you. You doing what you need to do for yourself. Focusing on healing. And something might happen in the springtime, possibly. Um, there might be something really significant about spring. And I think they're just, I know spring sounds like a long time. I said that to another person too. But it sounds like a long time, but it's not nowhere near as far as you might think. I am getting that they really just want you to find your center and your balance. And as you work on finding that center and balance, that's when you open up that opportunity for something new to come in. Yeah, so keep on doing whatever you've been doing with healing and shadow work and things like that. I'm getting. Let's get a 3-card spread. Let me know if it's resonating in the comments. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles is showing up as like the recent past. So you've really just been like, fuck this. You might have Earth in your chart. You're like, I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on my bag. I am not worried about nobody and their nonsense coming into my energy, trying to destroy it and mess it up. Yep, you're removing yourself from those things, seizing new opportunities, saying, yeah, nobody got time for that. Yep, success and victory here with the Six of Wands. And the thing is, it's like everything happened exactly the way it was supposed to. You know, whatever you had to encounter in the past to get to this point, it had to happen like that so that you can be that better version of yourself and be prepared for throat chakra. Be prepared for when that new person does come in that high vibrating energy. Yeah, because you felt stuck for a while. Six of Swords in the reverse, like it was hard for you to make that decision to say, okay, I'm moving forward, but you did what you needed to do, and it happened in divine timing. Oh, that's one. Yeah, closure. Close out that cycle. The world. Successful completion of a cycle. The Star. Healing, right? Beautiful energy. Healing, remaining, you know, optimistic about what's to come in the future. That is that attitude that's going to be the thing that's going to help attract all that positivity. Yeah, because you know at one point you felt a sense of, you know, not complacency, but just like, I would say dissatisfaction, if anything. Just kind of like, whatever. Apathy, that's a good word to use. Just like, whatever, this is just what it is, I guess. This is my love life. Woe is me. Not even really like woe is me, but like just kind of like a nonchalant fuck it attitude. And now you're like, no, I need to, you know, have a sense of, you know, optimism about this. Yep. Wow. Look at all these major arcana. Yeah, you released that, and now you see things from a new set of a new perspective, a new set of eyes, and seeing like, you know, exactly what it is that you want, you know, to come towards you. So you're really kind of setting that stage for what it is that you're going to allow into your space. I hope that makes sense. Let's get one more. Yeah, so that self-love journey is strong. I'm getting that big time. It's a beautiful energy to be in. Yep, the Death card. Death and rebirth. Don't think of it as being a bad card. It's actually a really good card. That's about major transformations. That's what's coming towards you. like major transformations happening, really closing all the negative shit out so that way you can make room for the new things that are coming towards you. Yeah. Distancing yourself from the things that no longer serve you, making those conscious efforts and decisions to do so. Yeah. And then that's when the offer comes in. Something of actual substance, something meaningful, and possibly leading to a marriage with this Hierophant. Ooh, girl. Okay. I like that. I like how that ended like that. Spirit was like, oh, wait, there's more. um, yeah, so I like that. The way that Hierophant just showed up right there, like kind of hidden. Yeah. Yeah. You needed to see that. They wanted to make sure we went out with a bang on that last card. They're like, yeah, show her this too. So I hope that resonated, and I hope that it was helpful. Thank you again for your patience and understanding this evening, because I know it was a long wait, but I'm happy that you at least got something out of that. That makes me very happy. Right, so moving right along, we're gonna see if Kay is here from the previous reading earlier. Kay, are you here? Kay, going once, going twice. Are you here, Kay? Okay, doesn't look like it. All right, moving on. All right, Crystal, if you're still here, you made it. The list was technically closed, but look at that. You made the cut. So if you're still here, what is your question? If you did ask it before, I can't see it now because I'll have to scroll way too far back. Thank you. I plan on it when I get off of here. This is definitely past my bedtime. I'm gonna be tired tomorrow, but it's okay. All right, Crystal. What would you like me to look into? I know, finally, right? Thank you for being so patient. I appreciate you. So what would you like me to look at for you? If it's a question or just an area that you would like me to look into, general, whatever, let me know. It's funny I said it's past my bedtime, like a child. But I made a promise, and I said I'm going to get to as many of you guys as I can. So I did stick to my word. Yep. See, I got kicked out of my own reading. Did y'all? I don't know if it shows on your end, like when it does that, but yeah, I got kicked out of my own reading just now. See how funny that is? Excuse me. I swear it's funny like that. And technology, when it comes to doing this type of work, is even funnier. So, Crystal, what was your question, lovey? Thank you. Thanks. Okay. All right, love. So, Crystal, let's see. I'm going to start off with, like, the confessions deck. These are my confessions. So, when I split this deck here for you, Crystal, it says, I want to treat you the way you deserve. So maybe in the past, your ex Nixon might have, maybe made you feel, mistreated, kind of left out in the cold kind of energy. I'm getting kind of maybe like emotionally detached or something like that. And now he realizes, I fucked up. Let's see. A couple more shuffles. Alright. What does Crystal need to know when it comes to Nixon? I'm on my way to you. They trying to come back and spin the block, girl. Let's get a few from here, and then I'll look deeper into that energy surrounding this, intentions and things like that, incoming energy. Okay, we have a couple of cards that came out together. I realized all the mistakes I've made. Along with along with I know we have a soul connection. Those came out together. Yeah, he definitely realizes he screwed up. Definitely. And I think he wants to come back around. Tells me. I should have fought for you, so maybe you know, he kind of just like, when things went sour, maybe he just kind of let you go, and that was that. They hope to bump into you somewhere. Let's get one more from here. Thank you. I really do care even when I don't show it. Ironic, right? It's always like that. I let people manipulate me into ghosting you. Sure. Likely excuse for your nonsense, right? I fantasize about you, or don't know if you've been having interesting dreams about this person, if you know what I mean. I can't let you go. This is like this person's inner thoughts. These are things that he's saying. Let me know if it resonates, but like, these are the things that are like coming to his mind when it comes to you. I'm gonna get like 2 or 3 cards from this deck just to kind of pick up on like the overall energy, because that's like just what's on his mind. But let's just see what the connection is looking like too. And then maybe look at intentions, synergy. We could achieve so much together. Sorry, so much more together than we would individually. Interesting. Oh, it came out again. So he sprung on that ass, girl. He likes you. He cares. It's just, the thing is, like, I don't know what happened in the past, but you know, it depends on, you know, the energy that they're really in. Because if it's one thing to, you know, have feelings and stuff like that, but if you're not mature enough to act upon them in a healthy way, what good is that, right? So it's like, if you know, it's like don't be all, you know, talking, no action. You gotta actually show me. So if that person wasn't showing up in that way before, it puts you in a weird place. See, there could have been issues with boundaries. I'm going to push your boundaries, and it's up to you to, if you let me. Like, you might have had issues like setting that tone in the relationship or something, and they might have taken advantage in the past. Something along those lines, maybe. And that could have contributed to why things went where they went. Like, how much can I get away with, kind of thing. Obsessed. I'm telling you, this person, they definitely still thinking about you. It's not my fault you can't get your mind off, get me off of your mind. So it's one of two things. It's either they think that you're still obsessed with them and want them, or this is how they feel about you. It could be one or the other. Take it as it resonates. What did you say? Very toxic. See? Yep. And now he's got regrets, I feel like. Yeah, see? Mixed signals. Can't make this shit up. Mixed signals on the bottom of the deck. I don't mean to confuse you, but I don't know what I want right now. Yeah. And I didn't I just say, I'm picking up on, like, emotional, like, unavailability. Like, he doesn't know what he wants. So it's like, that's why he was acting like that. And now he feels stupid because he's like, wait, hold up, maybe I shouldn't have acted like that towards her. What are his future actions? Actually, let's go with intentions first. What are his intentions towards Crystal? See, and this is where you gotta be careful too, because we got Ace of Wands, but I don't know if you guys were intimate or not, but if you were, that could be a thing where it's like, it could become a problem, because it's like he could use that as his leverage, so to speak, to try to come back around, especially if it was good. So, like, he might still kind of want that. He finds you very attractive and sexy, but it's like, it kind of like, is there any real depth there, you know? I'm also getting he might be selfish. He showed up as a King of Pentacles in reverse. He might be very selfish. Yeah, so just be careful with that. What are his future actions? Manipulative. Yeah, see? Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Selfish. With this Nine of Cups. And then the Magician. Yeah. He wants to come back, but the thing is, it's like, it's not going to be with your best interest at heart. It's going to be with his own selfish needs and desires. Like, he's gonna come in wanting to act like he wants to, you know, keep the peace and all that if he does decide to come back around, and then it's just gonna be for his own confirmation. I don't know if you just heard that siren outside, or more like a horn, but it was like from an emergency vehicle though, like maybe a fire truck or something. But point being, if you heard that, that's confirmation. Like, warning, warning. Use your judgment call. We're talking about a horn blowing in the background. Look, there's literally a horn. So that's what this is. And the thing is, it's like, it's one of those things where, like, it's hard to say, will he actually, like, try to come back around? Because I feel like he knows he fucked up. So it's like, he would have to come, like, damn near, you know, with his tail between his legs to even get, you know, you to probably even want to talk to him, you know? And if he's that manipulative and, like, selfish and shit, his pride probably would get the best of him, and he might not even try to come back around. I hope that makes sense. Did you say something else? Let me look at that one last question real quick. No. Show up as a high priestess. That's about secrecy. Or, like, yeah, it's like secrecy slash, like, hidden. My cat just meowed out of nowhere. Confirmation Ren. Cats are very intuitive. Yeah, she looked at me and meowed. Yeah, that's yeah. He's probably not gonna. Is that right, Ren? Yeah. Use your discernment with this guy, because, like, I just, I feel like he's gonna try to sell you like a hope and a dream if he does come back around, and he's not gonna give you any of the things that you're demanding of him, including the money that he owes you. So I hope that that was helpful. I hope that made sense. Um, wow, you hear my cat? She's going crazy right now. She was quiet as hell, quiet as a damn church mouse was a second ago. Now all of a sudden, she's making her presence known. And it was after that horn outside. It sounded like a fire truck. All right, so I think there was one more person on the list, but I don't think they're here anymore. Jay, I'm happy you said that. That makes sense, girl. Jay, are you still here? I don't think so, but yeah. You're so welcome, Crystal. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your patience tonight. I really appreciate you. And for those of you who are still here, like if you did have a reading, if you didn't do so already, hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you're brand spanking new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you know when I'm on. And when I do stuff like this, I'm gonna start doing this more often, hopefully, in the upcoming future. Tonight I did it on a whim, so I've been doing this now for about 5-6 hours, something like that. All together. So yeah, I'm tired. I do feel like I might have told one other person that I would try to read for them, but I'm not sure. I know Kiddo was there at one point, and I don't think they're there anymore because I don't see any more stuff from them. Kiddo is the last person though, because I think that was, yeah, because they came before I like closed off the thing. They came like early. The Kiddo's not here. I'm signing out, guys. I'm really tired. Like I said, I've been doing this for almost 6 hours. Whew. This is the longest I've ever read straight through like this. I took 2 potty breaks this time. Alright. Well, guys, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna try to do this again soon. I'm not sure how soon, but soon. I'm definitely like an old lady now. I look with my glasses. But those of you who were here for the first portion and this, you guys are saints. Okay, like the fact that you guys that stuck it out that whole time, amazing. And I greatly appreciate you guys. Those who came later, and if you did not make it to the list, I'm sorry, but we will work on this more often, and it's going to be a lot more rhyme and reason to it than it was tonight. It'll be more organized and things like that, but I'm really grateful for all of you guys. I had a read for like all together probably maybe 30 something people all together tonight, so I was on a roll. But yeah, it's time to go to sleep. What time is it? Midnight? Almost. Past my bedtime. Alright, I love y'all. So, hope to see you guys again soon. And like I said, if you're new and you haven't done so already, definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit that like button, all that good stuff. Check out other content that I've posted. I do mostly collective readings, but I have been now I did this, so I want to try to get back into the groove of doing some free readings and paid personals as well. So yeah, until next time, I love you guys. Have a great evening, and yeah, you guys take care of yourselves, get some rest, and until next time, good night, bye bye.